always, I'm going to have Alabama at number 1. I know that in the college football rankings that, Alabama was number 2. I think with the win against LSU, a top 20 team, that it's technically not enough to jump Georgia, because they still have that nice win over Notre Dame. But I do like the way Alabama plays. Georgia played a tough South Carolina team. Don't take anything away from South Carolina, but Georgia should have been more dominant in that game. 10 points, hey, that's really good. Offense, I would have liked to see them score in the 30s. I think Alabama is the better team than Georgia because Georgia has been put into that predicament of what's going to happen when Fromm has to throw with the game, in jeopardy. He can always throw the ball when they're up by so many scores, but when he's coming from behind or the game's tight, can he do it? Yeah, he did it on the road against Notre Dame, but I want to see him do it consistently. I want to see him be, challenged. That all being said, Georgia is a solid number 2, and nobody can take Georgia from that spot. Notre Dame didn't have the best game, but I have to keep it at number 3. I think they are the third best team, no matter who you have behind them in Clemson or Oklahoma or Wisconsin. And then for the fourth team, I would put Oklahoma if they had a better defensive showing, but I'm going to go Clemson because they have the offense. I know they do. That offense is going to show up eventually, and on top of that, they have a defense. So if Clemson were to take on Oklahoma, I know Clemson can win because their defense is going to step up for that game. For Oklahoma, I can't say the same thing. After that, after we get to number 5, I'm gonna give that spot to Oklahoma. They had a really good game against Oklahoma State. They need to show up the defense if they want to get to that top 4, but they're a pretty good team. When you can put 62 points, it takes a really good team to top you from there, and not many teams can go toe-to-toe with Oklahoma on the offensive side. So they have that going for them. And finally, at number 6, give me one of the undefeateds, but it's not Wisconsin.
Wow.
It's Miami. I'm going to take Miami. What do you mean, wow? Are you
that's
kidding
a
me?
big jump.
No, Miami's right behind Wisconsin in the AP poll.
I mean, you jumped them over TCU.
TCU's a one-loss team.
Yeah.
Who lost to Iowa State? A 3-loss team. Miami's undefeated. Wisconsin hasn't played nobody. It makes sense. At least Miami beat a top 15 Virginia Tech team.
But you've got Oklahoma at 5, and they've got 1 loss, and they are a loss to Iowa State.
But Oklahoma has beaten teams that are worth anything. That's the difference. Oklahoma beat a top 15 Oklahoma State. Oklahoma beat a top 15 Ohio State. Wisconsin hasn't beaten anybody. All they've done is great cheese all day.
I'm not arguing.
TCU lost to a 3-loss Iowa State. I mean, Oklahoma did as well, but Oklahoma has beaten people. That's your difference. Yeah, it's important who you lost to, but it's also important who you beat. And Oklahoma has beaten 2 really good teams in Ohio State and Oklahoma State, and Miami just beat a top 15 Virginia Tech team.
Okay.
There you go. And look, it doesn't matter where Miami's at right now because they got to play Notre Dame this week.
That'll be a great game.
So it's going to be a great game. And look, that's going to shake itself out. But yes, if you're asking me straight up, Miami or Wisconsin, give me Miami because guess what? How about you play somebody?
I mean, I don't care about, wasn't asking about Wisconsin.
I'm just saying for the Wisconsin people were asking, why are we not getting respect? Well, I'm saying it. The committee said it.
I gave you respect.
You got to play somebody.
You
can't walk around and beat up on Purdue or walk around and be in a little battle with Indiana till the fourth quarter or think, oh, we can beat Northwestern and think, yeah, we're a top 4 team. No. Go beat somebody that's worth something. How about, do that?
Indiana's not a bad team, though.
But they're what? Indiana's 3-6. Don't give me that they're not a bad team thing.
Their record is...
Their record is 3-6.
Their record, yes, it is 3-6, but it is a misleading 3-6. They're a better team than their record says.
They're not better than 500.
They're a better team than their record
because
says.
if they're a better team than what the record says, their record would show it. It's one thing like, for example, Auburn is technically a better team with the record said because they should have beat LSU. Indiana lost 6 games mostly because they don't have the talent to win those 6 games. But Indiana's not a team I would be afraid of. Indiana, the team Wisconsin should have beat handedly, and for 3 quarters they could not.